Hello, in today's video I'll be doing something different. In this video I'll be giving you the top 5 reasons why your car's battery goes bad. And number 1 is normal wear of the battery. Batteries have an average lifespan, and depending on many factors, it can get you anywhere from 3 to 5 years out of the battery. So although a battery can be properly maintained or have the best conditions, one thing you cannot control is the fact that the battery will one day eventually give out on you, or slowly begin to degrade with time. The one thing you can control is making sure to maintain your battery by adding distilled water to the proper level if it's required. Reason being, these batteries, whenever they recharge as you drive, this water can over time evaporate, causing water loss. But there are batteries out there that are actually maintenance free, which do not require you to add water, which use a different system like gel or a mat to absorb the electrolytes, and thus preventing it from converting to gas, so it doesn't escape the battery. There are ways to tell how old your battery is. Some will have it stamped on the battery, and others will have a sticker like these with the month and the year of the battery. So if you notice your battery is older than 5 years and are planning a road trip, you may want to err on the side of caution and have it replaced, because that's just about how long this battery lasted. Number 2, a drain or a parasitic drain. These can be intentional, like you're in your car listening to music, or with the door open doing something knowing the door lamp is on, putting drain on your battery. Then we got the unintentional parasitic drains, meaning something in your vehicle is discharging the battery. Say for example a short, like a wire shorting itself to a wire getting voltage at all times, a trunk being left open, or something unknowingly left on. And any of these on an older, weaker battery, which can discharge faster than a newer battery, can leave you with your car starter cranking very slow and weak within a matter of minutes. And unfortunately, most of these batteries are not meant to be discharged fully, so all it takes is one good discharge to ruin the battery, to the point it'll continually fail after this. So a good way to find out if something in your vehicle is discharging your battery is by performing a parasitic draw test using a multimeter. And the way it works is, you connect one lead to the terminal and the other lead to the battery post, and this completes a circuit to let you know how many amps are being drawn by your vehicle's electrical system. And the system with everything off should be at about 50 milliamps, or a 0.050 if you're reading it in amps on your meter. And you may have noticed it was a little higher than it should be, but since I barely disconnected the battery, I know the computer's memory is still being stored, as well as the aftermarket radio's clock and memories. They're probably taking out the amperage, so I'm not concerned. For a proper test, you do want to wait about half an hour before doing this. So now if I were to open the door so all the interior lights would come on, you can see that the drain would be almost close to 2 amps. And if I were to turn on the parking lamps, you can see that this increases to 6 amps. So full on headlight would be even higher, but don't want to risk the fuse on my meter, so I'll stop there. So in conclusion, the higher the draw is, the faster that the battery will drain. Number 3, an alternator problem. The purpose of an alternator is to charge or keep your battery charged while continually running anything electrical on your car while your car is running. But if your alternator goes out, you begin to run solely on your battery, and this problem can sometimes be easy to catch. If you ever notice a battery icon come on while you're driving, this means that your car is running solely on your battery. Or you may also get a warning, service charging system. Both mean the same. So this is where the condition of your battery will play an important role, because once it gets low, the car will shut off system by system till the car shuts off, and drains the battery. On this car, you could tell right away it wasn't the alternator, because the car had a belt-driven power steering, and the belt also runs the alternator. So right away I suspect it's the belt, which is probably not there, but this actually ended up being the belt which came off because the water pump locked up. But anyways, as stated earlier, this can also cause damage to your battery. But if the belt is still there, then you would suspect something like a problem with the alternator, because the internals of the alternator can also wear out, just like any other component. Number 4, loose or corroded battery terminals or connections. A loose or corroded battery connection can also cause problems charging the battery, since the contact between the alternator and the battery is not strong, potentially draining the battery little by little. Sometimes corrosion on the battery can help you locate problems in your charging system, because corrosion on the negative side of the battery can indicate that the battery is being undercharged, and corrosion on the positive side can mean that it's being overcharged. And this can also be associated with insufficient charge time, because cranking your vehicle can zap a lot of power from your battery, and say you take a short trip, you'll have to crank it to start it, and crank it again on your way back. So until you take a longer drive to give your charging system enough time to charge the battery, you're slowly draining your battery till then. Another thing you'll want to avoid is having your vehicle sit unused for over a month, because this will also kill your battery. Number 5, extreme weather. Like starting with hot weather, it can create an even hotter temperature in your engine bay, and this hot weather affects the battery by evaporating the water in your battery faster. And this is why in warmer climates, the lifespan of a battery will be less than places with cooler climates. And as far as cold weather, it can put more strain on the battery, since you're trying to rotate an engine with oil that's thicker and harder to flow, and these engine parts are trying to spin in thicker oil as well. Then you got a starter that's going to be requiring higher amperage to spin, so when you go to crank it, it can sound very slow and weak, so you're going to want that newer, stronger battery. Well, that just about does it for this video. I hope you found it helpful and informative. If so, please click that thumbs up button to support my video and my channel, and please subscribe if you haven't done so.